Hey there, fellow Jedi enthusiasts and intergalactic adventurers. Today we're diving into the universe far, far away with Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Forget the marketing fluff. We're talking about lightsabers, force powers, and the highs and lows of the latest entry into the Star Wars gaming saga. So grab your favorite Wookiee co-pilot, settle into your gaming cockpit, and let's dissect this space epic. All right, let's talk about the bread and butter of any Star Wars game. The story. Jedi Survivor throws us into a post-Order 66 galaxy. We're not dealing with grand Jedi councils or sprawling republics. We're in the shadows, surviving. The narrative is a slow burn, focusing on the individual struggle of our protagonist. It's a fresh perspective, and for the most part, it works. You're not saving the galaxy. You're just trying to survive in it. First things first, the atmosphere. They've nailed it. The Star Wars universe is alive and breathing in Survivor. The planets are diverse, each with its own unique feel and challenges. From the bustling cityscapes to the desolate landscapes, it's a visual treat. The attention to detail in recreating the Star Wars aesthetic is commendable. The tech, the architecture, the droids, it's all there, and it feels authentic. Now, lightsaber combat, the heart of any Jedi game. Survivor gives us a nuanced and satisfying lightsaber experience. The swings are weighty, the clashes feel impactful, and the inclusion of different lightsaber forms adds a layer of strategy. You're not just mashing buttons, you're engaging in a dance of blades. It's a step up from what we've seen before, and that's a win for lightsaber aficionados. Survivor introduces a more open-world structure, and it's a welcome change. You're not confined to a linear path. You're exploring the galaxy at your own pace. The side quests, too, offer meaningful stories and rewards. They're not just filler. They contribute to the overall narrative and provide a sense of agency in your Jedi journey. Force powers are, as expected, a blast. From throwing enemies around to manipulating the environment, it's a power trip, literally. The skill progression system allows for customization, letting you tailor your Jedi's abilities to your playstyle. Whether you prefer to be a force-wielding juggernaut or a stealthy saboteur, Survivor accommodates different approaches. Survivor introduces a more dynamic choice system. Your decisions impact not only the narrative, but the world around you. It's not just a binary light or dark side, there are shades of gray. This adds replayability and a sense of consequence to your actions. And hey, who doesn't love a bit of moral ambiguity? Now let's talk pacing. Survivor, for all its strengths, has moments where the pacing feels a bit off. The story can meander, especially in the mid-section, and it might test your patience. It's not a deal breaker, but it's noticeable. Every game has them, and Survivor is no exception. There are occasional hiccups, graphical glitches, wonky physics, NPCs behaving like they've had too much blue milk. They're not game-breaking, but they do pull you out of the immersion. Survivor, while offering a fresh take, doesn't completely escape the gravitational pull of Star Wars tropes. There are moments where you feel like you've seen this before. The reluctant hero, the wise mentor, the ominous villains. It's a challenge to break away from the familiar Star Wars formula, and Survivor, despite its attempts, doesn't entirely succeed. Let's talk adversaries. While the lightsaber combat is fantastic, the variety in enemy types is a bit lacking. You'll be facing stormtroopers and their variations for a significant chunk of the game. It can feel a tad repetitive, and a bit more diversity in the foes you face would have been appreciated. Without diving into spoiler territory, let's touch on the ending. It's ambiguous. Some players might appreciate the open-ended conclusion, leaving room for interpretation. Others might find it a bit unsatisfying, wanting more closure to the Jedi journey. Endings are tricky, and Survivor walks a fine line. So, Survivor, is it the Jedi game we've been waiting for? It's a mixed bag. The atmosphere is on point, the lightsaber combat is a delight, and the open-world approach is a step in the right direction. However, the pacing can be a bit wonky. Technical quirks remind you that you're in a game. And the story, while refreshing, doesn't completely break free from Star Wars conventions. In the end, Survivor offers a solid Star Wars experience. It's not a flawless victory, but it's a step forward. Whether you're a seasoned Jedi Knight or a Padawan taking your first steps, there's a galaxy of adventure waiting for you. May the Force be with you, my friends.